What's poppin' everybody? It's the Sable Fighting 4 on the Whimsy Players channel. The cicadas are going crazy outside. Probably not the best time to record. But I'm going to show you guys the deck profile for the Blue Jinbe that I've used over the past lots of matches. I'm going to move on to a different deck once again. We had a good run with Jinbei. I do enjoy blue decks, simple decks like this one. But we got to move on to more variety. But Blue Jinbe is an OP14 leader, mono blue leader, and we really don't got too many of these that I could really get behind. It's this guy, a bunch of others, and then the bow from OP7 that she's not that good anymore. We need new cards, a way to just get mass removal every turn for you to draw, and I doubt they'd do that. But this guy, you can just discard one card from your hand and then give 2 rested down cards to one of your fishman or merfolk type leader or characters. This essentially means that even if you run this guy with the warlord engine, that like what I'm doing, you can always just discard a card to power up himself up. And that's good enough. We do have some fishman too, but if you would run more fishman characters, then obviously you can power up them instead of only the leader. But anyway, this is Jinbei, and the benefit of having an effect like this where you just a free discard every turn, it means that you can really regulate your hand, make sure you get rid of your dead cards, and then you just buff yourself up. Plus, you can do this as many times as you can every turn, or as many rested dawns as you have. So you could, realistically, I've done this plenty of times, mid to late game, discard a bunch of dead cards, and then apply some serious pressure. Go for game, try and kill a bigger character, so it's really good. The flexibility makes this pretty nice. It just seems like a very basic leader effect, but when it gets right down to it, it can be pretty good. Okay, we got the Arlong here. This is the Searcher, and he's a powerful 33,000 for 1. And if your leader is Fishman, you get the Search, so it's made to work with the Jinbei, and then you can search anything. That's 2 costs or lower, so you can't get other Arlongs, but everything else you can get. So it's pretty good. I do 3 of the Margarets. I used to do 4, but I dropped it to 3 because we gotta, even though we got this guy's effect, we gotta shave off some of the dead cards in hand. So she's nice, draw 1, helps this guy, but she's dead in hand, so I'm doing 3 and I put in another counter, 2k counter. But do 3 of her, 3 cost, blocker, draw 1. Philandra, so I got a comment, somebody saying, oh, your deck is weird with the Amazon Lily cards and stuff. It's just 2Ks. It could be anything. You don't have to put these hoes if you don't want to. You can put some other 2Ks, but the only searcher I got that's going to search stuff is Arlong, and he can get anything, so it's not like I'm limited to Warlord 2Ks or any other engine 2Ks like Fishman. So that's why I put in this bitch. So 4 of her. Then we got Edward Weevil. Your draw 1 on summon like Margaret. But this guy, he can actually attack and put some pressure. So it's much better. So I max him out. Then I do 2 of the Gion. Once again, a 2k counter. It doesn't really have any meaning. You could summon her. And then if your opponent uses events, they gotta lose cards from their hand. But you're never gonna do this, really. Seriously, you're never going to do this, but it's just a 2k that could potentially be useful on board. Then I do the Crocodile from OP7, another 2k Warlord. Yeah, like I said, it could be anything, but I do got like the Warlord 2ks, the ones we have left anyway. You could put in Sengoku, there's a bunch of ways you can build the deck, but to be honest, you need, if I'm gonna put Sengoku, it's just you need a lot more warlords, and most of the good stuff, like we've lost Moria, we've lost the other Mihawk 2K, so I couldn't really do it as effectively, but yeah, whatever. This guy, and I guess if you're really desperate, you can summon him with Jinbei, but you're not gonna want to do that. You're gonna want to summon Weevil and the other dudes. But double Jinbei, so this is your double summon card, used to be banned undeservingly in my opinion, but now it's back. And it's just another 7 Warlords of the Sea, Fishman. This is something you can power up with your leader, Jinbei Fishman. So that's good. And then gives us the double summon with the warlords. I'm doing only 2 because you can't summon himself with him, okay? And I don't want to have a bunch of them and be dead in hand, so 2 is good enough. We need space for other cards too. Max out the Trafalgar Law, another 2k. This guy doesn't even have 5,000, so yeah, not like you're gonna summon this guy. Then I got the 4 Marco, so this is not a Fishman or a Warlord, but he's just way too good. Being a blocker, 4 for 6k, and then on KO you draw 2. Way too much value. There's a bunch of cards that can play around this card these days, so sometimes it can actually backfire and it's gonna give you less value than even something like this Boa or even this Weevil. But when that doesn't happen, he's pretty good. So I max him out. Worst comes to worst, you can discard him with the effect. I usually do this because you end up having these cards stuck in hand eventually. You know, when you're at 4, if you got him, you're going to play him. But after that, if you're going to be on curve, maybe you're not going to summon these guys. So discard them. I max out the Boa Hancock too. One of the best 4-cost warlords we got right now since Moria is out. Max out this guy, and then we gotta have her too. So she can give a Dawn to Jinbei because he is a warlord, or she can give it to another warlord like herself. Well, actually not herself, because if you summon her you can't attack with her. And then arrange the top 3 cards of your deck. Not draw, but it can be consistency in a way because you can set up what you want to draw next turn. It's pretty good. Then we got the Fisher Tiger. This is a card you gotta use in this deck as like a Fishman exclusive for you to get the value. This is a draw 3 on summon. Now the downside is you gotta discard stuff until you got 5, and this is like for as long as this card is on the field, and I think it's too much of a drawback. I mean, you can manage it, but I wish it didn't have this drawback. 6 for 7, 1,000 in hand, not too bad. With a draw 3, even if you play this when you got a big ass hand, you can just discard them with this guy's effect, and then it's essentially like it gives you a power buff. So gotta max him out. I mean, the exclusive cards we use to get the most out of this guy. And this Jinbei is another one of those cards. This card is an 8 cost, but it's technically a 10 cost because if you're gonna get all of the value of this card, you always gotta play it at 10 Dawn. If you play it at 8, you miss out on the draw 2, which is just too much of a loss. So you might as well just play this card when you're at 10 Dawn. So you get your 10k when you're going to discard with Jinbei. He's going to get Rush. You draw 2, and then you can get the removal, bounce one of your opponent's 7 costs or less in hand. Sometimes you are going to miss it, but if you don't, it's pretty strong. It goes in hand, but the range is solid and it slows down your opponent. So it gives you a lot. I mean, once again, to get the most out of, to get the rush, you need an effect like this guy. But you get 10k rush, you get a draw 2 with no discard, and then you get a removal in hand. So, way too good. I favor this guy in 4 as opposed to maxing out Newgate. So, again, I had a guy mentioning that he found it weird that Whitebeard is in here. I'm thinking to myself, what? It's like the best generic blue 10k boss character right now. I don't get what the confusion is about. 10 for 12,000, blocker for 12,000, draw 2, discard 1, so it's like a draw 1, and then you can basically get 4 Dawns, 2 on your leader and 2 more on your character. Now you can do this with Jinbei anyway, so it kind of conflicts with Jinbei, but I still get the 2k, the 12k blocker and the draw 1. So it's just a good card. What else am I gonna put in? Like Kaido? It's just, this guy's better. So got this guy. And then we got 4 of the Gravity Blade Raging Tigers. So normally I'd run 3, but once again, since I can just use this guy to discard it if it's dead, we max it out because it's really good removal. When you see it at the right time, you get that double removal, just way too good, especially against cards like this Marco and all the other on KOs. Puts in way too much work. Okay, we're not gonna draw a card like with Boa, but getting that +1 either way when you can remove 2 is still amazing. Fast card, fast removal, so gotta have it. And this is the Blue Jinbe deck. I know there's a bunch of different ways to run it. I've seen other builds that are just turbo with running a lot of the smaller characters like Chu, and then they run the Law that bounces stuff in hand, and the Jozu from OPA that also bounces something in hand. And those cards have like cheap costs. You put them cards back in hand, your cards. You can just do something like that, but I'd rather have something more conventional. Got my big dudes. You can put Boa in, the 6 cost. You can put in the 5 Boa. You can put in Fishman. You can put Chu. There's a lot of different ways you can build this deck. But I think this is the best way I could have had it, and I used it like this. So I'm showing it to you guys like this. So if you were curious about the list, now you know it. These are my explanations. Hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share the video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time. What-ay?